station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is station. I'm ready for the event.
Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check. Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is JAXA. Do you hear me?
はい、よく聞こえます。こちらどうですか?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Yes, I can hear you very well. We have about 50 media journalists here in JAXA Tokyo office. Could you give us the opening remarks to us?
はい、わかりました。日本の皆さんこんばんは。JAXA 宇宙飛行士の大西拓也と申します。本日は記者会見にお集まりくださいまして。
People in Japan, good evening. I'm Takuya Onishi, astronaut from JAXA. Thank you very much for coming to this news conference. And I also like to thank those of you who are watching this news conference. And on July 7th, we were launched, and I also appreciate your support, strong support. Your support really sustained me. On July 9th, I came to this ISS, and 10 days have passed since then. For these 10 days, I got used to the environment in the space, and also the way of doing works in the space. I've got used to it. So I think the work efficiency will improve in the days to come. On this ISS, living on ISS, I feel that the space environment is really special. It's a microgravity environment. Maybe it's zero gravity. It's a very unique environment. For example, like this, the things are floating, and I have to look for 360 degrees around me to find something that were lost. And my body posture is not stable, so I have to fix my body to somewhere. And I have learned how to do it during these 10-day stay. In this zero-gravity environment, this is the unique working environment, only environment with zero gravity in the world. I'm looking forward to answering your questions today.
Hi, my question. It's been 10 years since you arrived at ISS. How do you like it living there? And Soyuz, you fly with. How did you like the flight?
はい、ご質問どうもありがとうございます。ISS の住み心地なんですけれども、最初の印象はとにかく
Thank you for your question.
いろんなところが不便なんですよね。
Right here at ISS, my very first impression is honestly has been inconvenient compared to my life on the ground. There is no great food served here. There is no shower. But on the other hand, there are many things that I can experience here alone. The sight that I see from here, the view of Earth and this microgravity environment, there are a lot of things that I have never experienced on the ground. So it's been quite interesting for the past 10 days. And what I felt about Soyuz, it's a small spaceship, but for the very first time I flew with that, the narrow space was rather comfortable for my first flight.
I'm Ito from Newswatch 9 NHK. First of all, I would like to ask you about the living environment in space. Compared to the life on Earth, are there anything, one thing that you feel more comfortable in space than on Earth? And please tell us one thing that you feel inconvenient in space compared to the life on Earth. In ISS, I feel more comfortable floating in the air if you get used to it. For example, in the morning, on Earth, I have a bad hair in the morning, and I have to fix my hair before going to work, and I don't have to worry about this bad hair. So in that sense, it's very comfortable. On the other hand, what is inconvenient here is, well, there are several things, but one is toilet. Well, speaking of toilet, it's really hard to use toilet. I have to be prepared to using toilet. If toilet is broken, it's a big trouble. It's a big problem on ISS. So using toilet is inconvenient here on ISS. I'm Hayashi, free rider. Now, you are engaged in medical experiments in ISS. The hard issue is the space impact on vision. Have you felt any change in your vision? Are there any unexpected changes you felt in your body?
はい、林さんどうもありがとうございます。まずメニューの例えば視力だったり物の見え方の変化というのは
Yes, Ms. Hayashi, thank you for your question. Now, the vision changed for the past 10 days. I haven't felt any change at all. I haven't perceived any change, but there may be some medical papers, so I'd like to read some of these relevant papers, but I haven't felt any change at all. But for eyes, I tend to have red eyes, a dust floating in the air inside ISS, so I think they get in my eyes. So I tend to have red eyes. There have been my bodily changes that I felt. I lost my appetite in the first few days. Even though I try to eat, if I felt like the food is filled in my stomach, I felt something always in the stomach, so I lost my appetite.
I'm Tomi from Nikkan Kogyo Shimbun. Currently, you are in a zero gravity environment on ISS. Having experienced this zero gravity, did you come up with any new environment that you want to conduct after experiencing this microgravity on ISS? Thank you for your question. On this ISS, the environment is quite unique, as I've said earlier. This is a zero microgravity. And utilizing this microgravity, we can conduct protein crystal growth experiment on Earth. Because of the influence of gravity, protein crystals cannot be formed very well. But in the microgravity, protein crystals can be grown, and you can examine the structure of the protein crystal very well. So I'm looking forward to taking part in this type of environment which utilizes the microgravity.
I'm Kusaka from Sankei newspaper. Within the ISS, progress arrived at ISS, and a day from today, the Dragon will arrive. So you must keep yourself busy. Not for progress, but for Dragon, you will have some work to do to capture it, and that arrives with 12 mice. For the very first time in Japan, you are going to start experiment utilizing mammalia, the mice. How are you prepared for that?
はい、ご質問どうもありがとうございます。そうですね、 今朝ここで言うともう深夜だったんですけども、プログレス宇宙船
Thank you for the
が無事に
question.
ドッキングしまして、それから明日の
This morning,
アメリカの
we're here at midnight. The Progress spaceship attached to ISS without any problem. And tomorrow, a little afternoon, we will have a Dragon. And we kept ourselves busy to get prepared to make sure to capture Dragon safely. And there will be new experimental apparatus that will be given to us. It will also keep us even more occupied. It's Jeff Williams and Kate Rubens who will be mainly in charge of the capture of Dragon. I will be assisting them, utilizing my free time. I will be looking how they capture to learn how the transfer vehicle will be caught. So in the future, when I am in charge, I like to try to use that experience. With regard to mice habitat experiment, there will be new experimental equipment that will also arrive. In experiments in space, it takes a long time and takes a lot of energy, and many astronauts have been engaged in that for a long time. So I would like to serve using my arms, legs, eyes. If there is anything that I notice, I try to give that information to researchers on Earth. I think that is an important mission as an astronaut, so that all of the researchers in the group will be able to come up with very remarkable outcome, and I'd like to contribute to the outcome of the research. Nippon Hoso's Hatanaka is asking this question. Well, thank you very much for uploading the beautiful photos from ISS. You look down on Earth, and what's your first impression when you first saw the Earth from ISS? Or do you miss your life on Earth sometimes, from time to time?
幸いまだ地球が恋しくなるところはまだないですね。地球は本当に綺麗です。
Unfortunately, I don't miss my life on Earth. Oh, the Earth is really beautiful. In Soyuz, I was launched onto the orbit, and the Earth was just upside down. So from the window, I could see a blue light. And it was like the daytime on the Earth. And I realized that this blue color was the color of the ocean. And I looked down on this, and I could see a pitch black universe. And the contrast between bright blue and pitch dark was really striking. And I also felt that rather than the beauty of the Earth, I think the size of this ISS, it's so huge. The ISS is so huge with experiment modules 400 kilometers above the Earth. I was quite impressed with the human technological capabilities that made it possible for us to have this ISS above the Earth. Miyagi from Asahi Grammar School Students newspaper. Could you give children in Japan a message from space?
はい、どうもありがとうございます。まず宇宙に行くというのは私の子供の頃からの夢だったわけですけれども、
Yes, thank you.
夢が叶って
First
素直に嬉しいですね。
Going to space has been my dream since my childhood, so I'm very happy to make it happen. And this is my work in space. In the universe, I'm doing my work here to the fullest. I'd like to convey how wonderful the space is to many people, so please look forward to my message and please support me. Onishi-san, Suzuki from NHK.
I would like to ask you about the robot arm practice training that you had. On Google Plus, you talked about this training of robot arm. When you first operated it, you said that this really works. And when you actually operated the robot arm, how did you feel? Were you excited?
はい、どうもありがとうございます。まずロボットアーム、この国際宇宙ステーションで見たときに驚いたのはまずその大きさなんです。
Well, thank you for your question. Well, first of all, this robot arm, when I first saw it, I was surprised the big size of this robot arm. I was using simulator on the Earth, and I only used computer graphics, so I couldn't feel the size of the robot arm. But when I came to this ISS, only the tip of the robot arm is 1.5 meters long. So this huge robot arm moves just like my own arms and legs. I was really impressed with it. And compared to simulator, robot arm movement was more stable, and I found it quite easy to operate it. But I really feel nervous when I operated this. So in capturing the HTV supply ship, I have to overcome this nervousness.
Again, for myself, and I just wonder how you said it's moving a Gundam statement. Could you tell us how did you come up with what you said? Originally, it's not just Gundam, but other space-related animations I've always loved, and some of the famous lines of main characters. I remember all of them, and it just came to my mind, out of my mouth.
Isaji from Yomiuri Shimbun. I asked this question when you were on the Earth, but when you actually came to ISS, how do you feel the significance of the manned flight? How do you feel, and what do you think about the significance or meaning of manned flight?
The
meaning of people staying on the ISS is that the unmanned we can do something that we cannot do with unmanned flights. For example, on ISS, we are conducting various experiments. For example, the samples have to be changed with human hands, or with human hands, we have to control the experimental apparatus. So the presence of human being is huge. The meaning of this human presence is huge. And also human body can be the subject of the experiment. We are now conducting various experiments about the human body. So I could feel the significance of people living on ISS during my 10-day stay. Well, we are running out of time. Could you please give us your message at the end?
はい、今日は本当にありがとうございました。これからですね、宇宙ステーションという素晴らしい職場でバリバリ仕事をして、
I'd like to thank you all for today. ISS is a wonderful working place. I want to work very hard so that I like to give it back in the form of the result of experiment. So I'd like to give all I have. So please keep supporting me. Thank you once again.
どうもありがとうございました。Houston, this is the
Thank you.
JAXA PAO event.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes our event.
Thank you, Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Thanks, Victor.
Nice job, Tak.